When I first started working, I remember my first job, my first full-time job with benefits and everything, entry-level job. My only plan was to pay for college, but fortunately, I had opportunities that came my way that allowed me to get promoted and make a little bit more money. And as I went up and made more money, I had this tendency to just blow everything. I wasn't irresponsible per se with my money, but I had no focused goals for what I was doing with it. And so I just continued to fall into the trap of lifestyle creep, which is exactly what it sounds like. As you make more money, you elevate your lifestyle to the point where you can't go backwards, right? So I went from living with my parents to living with my wife in an apartment to living in a house. And every time you make some sort of adjustment, or if you buy a car or some significant form of debt, you end up in a place where you can't go backwards, or you sacrifice the things that you've built. But I was totally fine with that. I was totally fine with just blowing my money however I saw fit. I was basically just, whatever. If I make more money, then I make more money, then great. I can go buy more things that I like. And, that's what I did. But then I remember a couple years ago, I had a moment where I was at my job and everything hit me. And there's a whole bunch of factors that went into why I had this moment of revelation, you could say. I realized that on my current trajectory, I was going to be following the same pattern that almost everybody else follows, right? The same thing you learn in school, right? Elementary, junior high, high school, the things your parents tell you, the things that your neighbors tell you, your friends tell you. I was going to end up in the same path as everybody else. And when you're 3 or 4 years into a career that on average is going to you're going to end up 60 something years old, right? Looking at my life and realizing I still got another 30, 40 years ahead of me of doing this same old thing, right? It became very depressing, and it hit me, right? And a big part of the reason it hit me is because the company I was at went through some radical changes in a very short period of time, where in one moment I could see myself with that company forever. Like I legitimately thought, I'm going to work here forever. I'm just going to keep promoting, keep moving up, and it's going to be the only thing I ever do. And though that was never my initial plan, it seems to be working out okay, so I'm just going to go with it. And it all changed through a single leadership position in the corporate management structure. This guy came in and he rubbed everyone the wrong way, and within a year, almost the entire leadership team had quit. That's both of the directors, that's several managers, team leads, so many people. And it was something almost like out of a movie, or something you would hear about, just like the complete and utter collapse of the leadership structure of a company. Because I had never expected in my wildest dreams. And with everything that happened, the company ended up dropping in sales significantly, ended up underperforming financially. I mean, the company's still going, they haven't failed, right? But where I was in charge of the second shift, that whole shift ended up getting eliminated. And it was really a sad thing to see, given that even at one point we were trying to create 3 shifts because we couldn't keep up with the demand. And then they ended up going backwards where they only had 1 shift that they were doing. That story in and of itself is something I will probably make another video on, just because it really is a fascinating thing to dissect and take apart. Suffice it to say that in that short period of time when the company went through all those unfortunate changes, the company went from a place that I was considering working at for forever to a place that I was desperately trying to escape. Ultimately, I realized that everything that I had built, my whole lifestyle, was largely dependent on that job that I was working. If I lose my job, then suddenly everything I have is at risk. And it basically shook me, right? I realized just how fragile everything is. You know, it's not that you can't go get another job, because I ended up getting another job, right? Pays about the same, a little bit more than I was making there, right? So like, I'm still okay, right? But it took me a long time to find a job that I liked, that felt like a good fit. And same thing, even though I'm at this job now that I really like, I still have that in the back of my mind all the time. You know, I just think about that experience at my previous company that was so terrible, and how everything just exploded within a matter of, you know, less than a year, really. And I just realized how fragile everything is. And because of that, I had that moment sitting in my office, and I just remember everything hitting me and realizing I had to make a change. I realized that I needed to start learning and figuring out what I was going to do. And so I went online and I started researching a bunch of books that I could read. And I found a book that I had heard about that I had been interested in previously, but I had never, just hadn't got around to buying it yet. And it's a very popular book. It's very well known. It's called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And I read that book, and it was exactly what I was looking for. And to this day, that is my favorite book. And I have read several more books since that one. That book does not give you the answers of exactly what you need to do, so to speak, but it gives you the concepts of what you need to understand so that you can start to orient yourself in a better direction. And that's basically what I was looking for. And also, obviously, I was looking for just a direction to run towards. I was ready to run, but I didn't know where to run. You know, I was ready to do something. So over the last couple of years, I have been on a journey, and I have been learning as much as I can, and I've been exploring all these different avenues and all the different things that other people have done to become successful. And I have learned a ton in the last 2 years. And though I'm still not where I want to go yet, I wanted to start this channel, start documenting what I'm doing, start sharing what I'm doing, share the things that I've learned, and share the things that I'm going to continue to learn. And also invite anyone else who has felt like they're in a similar situation, because I know there's a lot of people out there that do feel this way. You know, they feel trapped, they feel stuck, they feel like there's no way out, when in reality, there is. And if you look broadly at the course of history, there's no better time than today, especially living here in the United States. With the technology that we have, with the resources that we have, there has never been a better time to make something of yourself. Like it is the best time in history to do so. Again, I want to document this journey that I'm on. I want to invite others to join me, and I'm going to share everything it is that I know, all the progress that I make, and hopefully help inspire other people to do similar things. And you know, there's a lot of other content creators out there, you know, and I've learned a lot from them. But one thing that I've noticed is that many of the successful content creators out there have some sort of catch to their videos. They have some sort of product that they want you to buy. They have some sort of subscription that they want you to join. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Of course, they can make products that they sell and be successful, and that's great. You know, that's business. That's good. But it seems to me that I've had to piece together information from so many different videos and so many different sources to know what it is that I know. And I would much prefer that everything could be found in one place. We'll never be able to claim that I know everything or that I have all the info and all that kind of stuff, but I would hope with this channel that I can share a more condensed version of all the things that I find, both, again, as a record for myself, but also for other people. My commitment with this channel, right, if I am able to become successful with this, is that everything that I do on this channel, everything that I share, I will be 100% open about it, right? There'll be no secrets, there'll be no paid to learn about this thing, right? There'll be no classes to sign up for. There's not gonna be any sort of that thing, right? Purely, this channel will be whatever I know, and it's open to you. That is the intent of this channel. That is the goal of this channel. I'm really excited to share all the things that I've been going through the last couple of years and the things I'm going through right now. So over the last 2 years, I've looked into MLMs, I have looked into stocks, I've looked into real estate, I've looked into crypto, I've read several books, I've worked with a number of people that are successful in their own ways, and I've learned a lot of things from them. I have a very clear path at this point of how I'm going to move forward, and it's after learning about all these different things that I've decided that this is the path for me, because there's many ways to be successful, and never believe anyone that says that their way is the only way, because it's not. It's not. There are so many ways to be successful, and the key is to find the one that works best for you. And that's what I've been doing over the last couple of years. I've been trying to find the way that works best for me. I have a number of obstacles that I have to work around in my own life, and everybody has their own obstacles that they have to work around. This whole channel is going to be exploring these different ways, and obviously I will be giving particular focus to the pathway that I've chosen, and I'm going to explain why I think it is potentially the easiest path and the best in my own opinion. But we're going to talk about everything, and you guys can obviously make your own opinions of what you want to do. First step is realizing that it is possible. It really is possible. And my first primary goal, to be clear, is not even to be rich. My goal is simply financial independence, where if I want to change jobs or change career paths, I can do it, and I don't have to worry about it. Because right now, I'm specialized into one particular thing. And if I want to change and explore something else, I will undoubtedly have to take an entry-level position, or at least close to an entry-level position. And I will undoubtedly take a pay cut from where I'm currently at. And at this point, I can't afford to do that, because I have a house, I have my family that I have to take care of, right? My wife and my 2 kids. And so I'm simply in a position that I cannot go backwards. I cannot afford to go backwards. So I have to hold the line, so to speak. And I have to find ways to grow out of my current situation that I'm in right now. But we'll get into all the details of it. We'll get into all the different things that can be done. We'll get into the different pathways that are out there, and it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. I'm super excited for this channel. I already have a whole series of topics lined up that I wanna go over. We're gonna go through all those things, and I would invite you to join me on this journey. My intention is to make one video every week, and again, I'm going to be 100% open about everything that I'm doing. I'm going to share it with you, and we're going to walk together into a better life for all of us. So in the next video, we are going to discuss what I believe to be the most important lessons out of the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And I would first recommend that you buy the book and read it for yourself. And if you are unable to do so, then at least come watch the video, the next one that I will be putting out, and we will explore the main lessons together and at least get an overview of what it is that he's talking about and why exactly it's so important. Thanks for watching, guys. Look forward to the next video that will be coming out next week, and we will be discussing the concepts of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. In the meantime, take care, be safe. We'll see ya.